Hello Wargamers, it's me Carl from Banter, and in today's video I am going to do a little bit of painting and we're going to talk about you starting your own YouTube channel. So as I previously mentioned, this whole video is basically just going to be me having a bit of a natter while I do a little bit of hobbying. We're going to talk about setting up your own YouTube channel and my three big tips for going about that basically. Whilst I do so, I'm going to be painting up some Harlequins. I have finished one already. I'm working on the other 5 in the unit. Hopefully we'll get somewhere. I haven't actually got a bunch of stuff prepared for painting. It's kind of just I've just sat down and started. If you're wondering why it's particularly bright just here, it's because I have my little lamp, which is actually just a phone on a £1 phone stand. But it just means I can see what I'm doing a bit better, and hopefully we'll get through some stuff. So anyway, yeah, starting up a YouTube channel. I know it's a lot of people don't necessarily want to do it, or not that. Sorry, they want to, but they're scared, or you know, negative comments on YouTube are a thing. You know, the dislike button is real. So, and people also think that maybe they don't have the right thing to share. But the beauty of YouTube is you can share anything you like, and people will either like it or not like it. And I mean, that's fine as long as you enjoy doing it. So anyway, I've got these three sort of things you need to consider when you go into it, or 3 things to do before you do it, or as you're doing it, or whatever. If you're already a YouTuber, have a little think about it. I don't know, some food for thought perhaps. So anyway, the first thing to think of is your channel goal. Like, what's the goal of you doing this? What does it add to your hobby? Or why are you doing it? Now, for me personally, the whole reason I did this, the whole reason I set up a YouTube channel, was because when I came into it as a beginner, I watched mini wargaming and I really enjoyed it. So part of it was because it was going to be a bit of fun, another way to explore the hobby. But the other thing I really wanted to do was open up wargaming to beginners, because as a beginner myself, there weren't any simple, well, there were simple tutorials, I just didn't see any. I've obviously found more recently, but all that kind of like, we can all, no matter how far you are in your hobby journey, you can still learn and stuff. But not many of us go back and think about what it was like when we first started. For me, there was no one to play against, no one apart from Harry to chat with about models and stuff like that. And boy, have we chatted about models since then, and long into, long past the very beginning, you know. So that was my goal. And I think that anyone who starts a YouTube channel should just have a goal. It doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be make money, it doesn't have to be inspire the world. It can be absolutely anything as long as it's close to you. You'll find then that making videos becomes significantly easier in terms of finding the motivation, you've got a direction to go, and everything like that. Now, that's just one example. I know for a fact that a good YouTubing buddy of mine, Kablams, go and check him out for a start. The reason he set up his channel was, firstly, he wanted to become a better public speaker, and that's cool. I think that's really a good idea. But the other reason was he wanted to inspire and innovate ways around situations you find in hobbying, like in particular sort of like the whole scratch building stuff. Are there more efficient ways that people don't see because they just do it the way that it's already done? Now, a lot of that is his modular terrain, his scratch build Gorka Morka vehicles and stuff. They've certainly challenged a lot of common concepts, and I think that as it's his goal to do things like that, that's really good that those things are being achieved. Now, there are other hobbyists who just share their hobby, and that is an equally legitimate goal as well. So it's not about inspiring, it's not necessarily about, you know, doing things for other people, it's about doing things for you as well, and you've got to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. So if you just want to share your hobby and get some feedback and talk about how much you love the hobby or how much you're enjoying your painting, or asking people if this is what, you know, do you like this model, can I improve it, stuff like that. It's just things like that that are good. It doesn't have to be, you know, your goal does not have to be outward looking necessarily. Now, that being said, obviously it's always cool if it is, but the hobby is to be shared and stuff, you know, but at the same time you want to get something out of it. So goal number 1, or step number 1, is have a goal. I'm going to move this light round to this side because it's becoming more and more difficult to paint that way. There we go. So let's just have a little shuffle of everything. Look how smooth this operation is, all midstream and everything. You can see my phone's exploding with notifications. Not because I'm popular, just because I have all my notifications on. So yeah, after you've got your goal and everything, after you've looked at having a goal with your channel, excuse me, the next thing is you've got to think about equipment. What are you going to need? When I first started out, I just used a still shot camera, you know, a point and shoot, as they say. It was dirt cheap. The idea was that it was cost effective and everything like that. This then transformed into, that's it, transformed. Then one Christmas, Mum picked up action cam, like a sports action camera. For me, predominantly to go with cycling, which was a hobby of mine a few years ago, but also for use in video making, because I was enjoying obviously the YouTube side of it, and this is when I was just getting into it all, and so she helped me out with that for, I think it was her birthday present, possibly just over a year ago. And whilst the action cam was really great, like the quality was significantly better, because it was a wide-angled camera, it wasn't quite, I don't know, it wasn't like it didn't quite get the effect I wanted to. Let's put it that way. Like, the thing I wanted from my camera was to be able to zoom, have high enough quality pictures, high enough quality video shots, and I just wasn't getting it with this action cam. So if you're, depending on what you want from your channel is what you'll want from your equipment. But if you want to do something like I do, where I don't know, look at a few different topics, you know, do a little bit of painting, showcase some models, the equipment part can often become quite expensive. Now, this is something again that Craig from Kablams has worked a lot on, is keeping his studio, if you like, as budgeted as possible, because, you know, we don't all have disposable money. We can't just throw it at projects necessarily. Now, for me, again, being a student, limited income, limited funding. So what I did was I took his advice. I picked up the Logitech webcam. I think it's the C290. It's about £50 on Amazon, and it records at 1080. It can, it does have a microphone. It's not great. You'll want to get another microphone as well, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, the Logitech C290, it's like 50 quid. It can record at 1080p. It's cheap compared to other camcorders. Let's put it this way: if you want a camcorder like this, and it not to run through a system on your computer, you're looking at hundreds of pounds. The solution that the Logitech brings is a £50 solution to that. Now, obviously you need a computer already. Most of you will probably have one if you are watching, I presume, anyway. I don't know how prevalent just mobile use is nowadays, but I still believe in having a laptop and all that, and have one. And obviously that's what I use to record my videos. Predominantly my laptop and a piece of software which you can download for free or can get a premium version of, which is called XSplit. Brilliant piece of software. It basically, you can just hook the webcam into it and it does most of the work for you, to be quite honest with you. But once you've got that, you'll need a microphone. You'll need that regardless of what kind of videos you're going to go into. So if you want to do battle reports, get a microphone. If you want to do hobby vlogs, get a microphone. If you want to talk about, I don't know, the bigger implications of the hobby in the world, get a microphone, because that's the one thing that you'll have in every single video is your voice, presumably. So that's something that people like to be consistent. So I would definitely recommend getting a mic. The one I picked up was for 7 quid from Amazon again. It is a brand who I can't remember, but it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. I mean, you can hear me, and it's more clear than not having it in there. So it has made a big difference in production quality in that respect, which has been really encouraging. I've really enjoyed having that aspect in the channel. So yeah, step 1, have a goal. Step 2, check your equipment. And the last one is have fun with it, okay? Because if you're going to get stressed out over, like, okay, I'll be honest with you guys, I'll break that down a little bit more. Have fun with it, because when you aren't having fun, it shows. There was a period a few months ago where life stresses were getting to me quite a lot, as they have done recently, but I'm getting over those. So they were getting to me quite a lot, and I had no desire to upload videos, just nothing. I had nothing in the tank. I was like, I just don't want to do this right now. and I was still trying to put videos out on a regular basis because I had made the promise to myself and my viewers that I was going to get 2 videos out a week, or a video out a week, or a video every other day, and I did change a couple of the parameters over time. But I felt that my video quality was suffering because I didn't want to be doing it. So I just took a break for a little while. I recorded a few videos all at once, let them go out, and I don't know, missed a few weeks of uploading regularly, where I'd done maybe a video every couple of weeks or something. And it's nice to say that I'm actually back and I'm enjoying it again, and I really want to up production again, and I really want to take it further. And I'm enjoying the hobby because of that. So you've got to be able to have fun with it, or else you're going to want to stop doing it and stop doing the hobby. So set yourself these goals, set yourself these targets. So I like to say, hey, from me, you'll get 2 videos a week. Wednesday and Saturday is the norm. It's Saturday today and I'm recording this, so this won't go up till probably tomorrow or maybe later. The only reason being I've had a very busy week with work and uni stuff. But I try and aim for about 2 videos a week. That could be 1 video a week. If you can try and pick a day and stay as regular as you can to that, that's always a good idea. But don't burn yourself out. There was a time when I was doing a video every other day. And I did it for a long time, and it really does help with things like growth. But it really doesn't help with things like actually doing the hobby, because I was spending all my time making videos and I wasn't getting to enjoy the models I'd painted, for example. Excuse me, sorry. So there wasn't much point in me doing the hobby if I was just going to be recording videos all the time. So I've now decided to sort of say, I want my YouTube videos that I do put out to be good and meaningful and fit that goal of somewhere to start, as well as showing you what I'm doing. But at the same time, I don't want my quality to suffer. I don't want it to suck because I'm evidently bored or not enjoying it. So it's really important that you do have fun with it. You find some way of keeping it regular, but at the same time keeping it, pressure free. And you'll find that it actually gets a lot easier. So I know I'm not painting at the moment. I'm just waiting for stuff to dry so I can hold it, just so in case you were worried that I was just about to finish. So the whole idea of this video is basically just to get you guys to maybe think about setting up your own YouTube channel. This is not a competitive market, okay? This is not somewhere where if I have a YouTube subscriber and you have one, they have to pick between you or me. They get to watch both videos. So I want more YouTubers out there, because at the end of the day, it's actually good for me. The more people start channels, the more people will see other YouTubing channels. I'm not saying that, hey, if you start a channel right now, then I'm going to get, 1,000 subscribers from it, because you'll be like, oh yeah, well, I started my channel, this guy said I should go start one, so I did. But that's not what I mean. What I mean is, if you're enjoying the YouTube community and the YouTube channel, that's going to show, and someone's going to follow you. And if they follow you, they'll follow people who follow you. And if they follow people who follow you, they'll follow the people who are following the followers of you. And the point is, it just broadens it a little bit. It gets everyone enjoying the hobby in that kind of way. So, that was a little bit rambly, and for that I do apologise. What I'm trying to say is, don't be put off just because it's a public forum and people can say what they like, and there are going to be some horrible people out there. Try and ignore that. Try and see past it, and try and use YouTube as another hobby outlet. Use it as a way to enjoy your hobby, use it as a way to share your hobby, use it as a way to improve your hobby. My painting has gotten considerably better since I first started, and a lot of that has come down to feedback from members of the community. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not amazing, but if we look at this here, I have painted a harlequin. If we look at this here, and the camera autofocuses, no, apparently saying it doesn't work. So what I'll do is I'll be cheeky, and I'll use the really handy thing about the Logitech webcam, is that I can actually just change the zoom on the fly. Say what? I am pretty bad at it, but I will give it a go. So 3, 2, 1. Find the zoom bar, and just like that, it's back out of focus again. Okay, so now you can see him or her. It's a her. So I've even taken on painting the harlequin, and okay, my diamonds aren't perfect, but I've painted some diamonds, and I enjoyed it. But I would never have done that at the beginning. Never would I have done that at the beginning. So there you go. You will get better as a hobbyist if you set up a YouTube channel. I think that's almost a given. If you're willing to get better, obviously. If you can't be asked, whatever, fair enough. That's who am I to say? People enjoy this hobby for different reasons, but it gives you that chance to basically tell people why you like it. Now that's all I'm going to speak about in that respect for now. I do think that obviously you should go and do it. It's really, really fun. I really enjoy it. Doesn't mean necessarily you will, but give it a go. There's no harm. What do you lose? You know, I think we're past that point in our lives. I feel like I'm past that point in my life anyway, of where someone goes, oh, that's so lame, you have a YouTube channel, to a point where it's like, oh, what do you do it on? I know that's not for everyone, but if someone really gets that hung up and they're like, what a loser, you record yourself, how lame, it's like, come on, it's you know, it's 2016, I can do what I like, I am an adult now, what difference does it make to the other person's day, you know? So don't let internet trolls stop you from enjoying a hobby in another way. Because I often find that the more ways you can enjoy this hobby, the more you will enjoy it. Which is why I'm not restricted to just one game system. It's why I have, you know, I like 40k, I like Age of Sigmar. I'm looking into new games every single day, outside of Games Workshop as well. In terms of things like I like the look of Infinity. I am going to try Kings of War. Obviously, I have tried Ninth Age, and I'm on a bit of a go slow with that until it sort of all settles down a bit. But does not mean I don't like the principle of it, and it just means, like, you know, that diversity is helping me sort of grow in my hobby, and all of that's come about really because of the YouTube channel, and because I've realised that if you can find multiple ways of enjoying it, why not? You know, why not? So anyway, I hope that this hasn't been too rambly. I hope that you have found it remotely interesting, and if you were on the fence about starting a YouTube channel, then I hope that it has convinced you that it's not such a bad idea. It's not something you should be afraid of anyway. If you don't want to do it, I don't blame you, that's fine. It's not for everyone, is it? Everyone is different, and we're all going to have different interests in what we want to do in the hobby and what we don't want to do in the hobby. But if you were on the fence about it and you have decided to, you know, kick off that hobby journey in yet another avenue, comment below. Let me know if you if you just set one up because of this video. I don't expect many people will, but if you are, I'd be interested, and I hope you found it informative at the very least. If you are wondering about cameras and that, like I said, Logitech C290, I believe it is. It's on Amazon. It's about 50 quid. Because I have had a couple of questions about what camera am I using, and it is literally just a webcam that can record at 1080p. And the microphone I'm using is dirt cheap lapel mic, but at the end of the day, it's better than not having one. And it has made a huge difference in my production quality, and people who have commented in the past, rightfully so, about my poor audio quality, are not seeming to flare up as much nowadays, which is good, because I don't want to be that rubbish. So thank you ever so much for watching, everyone. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave those comments below. If you've got anything you want me to talk about in the next hobby time, then drop that in the comments, and it can be a discussion, it can be philosophical, it can be literally anything. I'll chat about it. I'd prefer it was hobby related, because I don't want my channel to become too political. Not that I don't have an opinion, I just don't believe that, you know, that's not what I wanted to start a YouTube channel for. I didn't start the YouTube channel with an aim of talking about politics. I started with an aim of sharing my hobby and like I said, helping beginners. So if you do have a topic that's vaguely hobby related, comment it below. I might end up talking about it in the next hobby time video, whenever that may be. But like I said, I do hope you have enjoyed it, and as ever, don't forget, have fun.